Have you ever felt like a choice was kind of made for you? Well, there's this powerful and often invisible force that shapes our decisions every single day. It's in the software we use, the services we buy, everywhere. It's called choice architecture. And by the end of this, you're going to understand how to use it. I mean, think about this for a second. Amazon's one-click purchase button. Was that just a happy accident? Or was it an absolutely masterful piece of design? Yeah, you guessed it. It was no accident. It's a system that was intentionally built to make one specific choice, buying something, as easy and frictionless as humanly possible. That, right there, is choice architecture in action. And it's exactly what we're diving into today. So what is choice architecture officially? Well, it's all about how you design the environment where people make decisions. Now, the key here, and this is really important, is that it's not about forcing a choice or taking away options. Not at all. It's about making the best choice the easiest choice. It's about gently guiding behavior in a better direction just by changing the context. To do this, choice architects have a core set of tools. You can think of them as three main levers you can pull to influence an outcome. So let's take a look at how each one works. First up is the default, and honestly, this might be the most powerful lever of them all. We humans have this natural bias to just stick with whatever's already preset for us. The classic example, organ donation. In countries where you have to actively opt out of being a donor, the participation rates just explode. They skyrocket to over 90%. All they did was change the default from no to yes, and it completely changed human behavior on a massive scale. Next up, we've got framing. This is all about how you present a choice. Do you talk about what someone will gain or what they stand to lose? Some groundbreaking work by the psychologists Kahneman and Tversky showed that we are way, way more motivated to avoid a loss than we are to get an equivalent gain. That's why simply reframing a medical decision around avoiding a bad outcome can literally double the number of people who actually follow through. And the third lever is anchoring. You know how the very first piece of information you see kind of sticks in your head and sets the benchmark for everything else? That's anchoring. There's this classic story about Williams-Sonoma. They had a bread maker they just couldn't sell. So what did they do? Genius move. They introduced a much, much more expensive, super premium model and placed it right next to the original. And suddenly, poof, the first machine didn't seem so expensive anymore. It looked like a total bargain. Sales of that original model nearly doubled, all because they changed the anchor. So, okay, these levers are incredibly powerful, we get that. But why do they work so well? To really get it, we need to take a quick peek under the hood at the mental shortcuts, the cognitive biases that drive how we make decisions. You see, these levers tap directly into how our brains are wired. The incredible power of defaults. Well, that's fueled by our status quo bias. We just prefer things to stay the same. Framing works because of loss aversion, the simple fact that losing something hurts about twice as much as gaining the same thing feels good. And the anchoring lever is powered by, you guessed it, the anchoring effect. There's even something called present bias, our tendency to want rewards right now, which explains why it's so tough to get people to save for retirement without a clever little nudge. All right, this theory is all fascinating stuff, but let's bring it down to earth. How does this actually translate to the real world? Let's get practical and see how you can put these powerful concepts to work in a field service environment. The applications are just everywhere once you start looking. So instead of giving a client a dizzying list of 10 open time slots, have your AI recommend the one optimal one. That's using defaults. Want to improve safety? Easy. Make the default action in a technician's app to complete a safety checklist before they can close out a job. To skip it, they have to do extra work. See, you're using defaults and a little bit of friction to guide the right behavior. And of course, for sales, frame those SLAs around avoiding loss and anchor your service packages by always showing the premium one first. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. The data backs this up. Industry benchmarks show that framing a B2B service renewal around avoiding a loss, something like avoid $1,200 per hour in downtime, outperforms a gain frame like save money by a pretty significant 14%. It's the exact same service, just presented differently, and it leads to a much better result. This isn't just theory either. The big players are doing this right now. GE Healthcare is a perfect case study. They successfully increased compliance with their maintenance programs by combining two of our levers. They framed the services as a way to avoid risk, and they set up automatic renewal as the default option. Simple, but so effective. Now, the best part about all of this is you don't need a massive project to get started. You can begin seeing the effects right away. So let's walk through 3 simple little micro exercises you could literally try tomorrow. Okay, first, find just one default in any workflow and change it. Maybe it's a checkbox that's pre-ticked or an option that appears first. Just change it and measure what happens. Second, run a simple A/B test on an email. Send one version framed around a gain and another framed around avoiding a loss, and just see which one performs better. And third, if you present service packages in a certain order, just swap them. Show the most expensive one first for a week and track the results. These are super low-risk ways to see the impact for yourself. You know, at the end of the day, this isn't about clever little tricks. It's much bigger than that. As the source material puts it, choice architecture is a strategic discipline, a skill set that is as vital in boardrooms as it is in the field. It's about intentionally designing environments where the best choice is also the easiest choice for everyone involved. Now that you know how it works, you're going to start seeing it everywhere. So the real question isn't just what choice you'll redesign, but how will you use this knowledge responsibly?